They say Nashville is growing in population every day. Whether it's for the natural beauty, the great food, or the great people, once folks get here, some never really want to leave. Rich in history and plenty of urban legends, some folks say the departed are still hanging around. Miranda Cohen takes us on the Ghost of Nashville tour, where they stop at all the local haunts.
The beautiful streets of downtown Nashville draw visitors from all over the world. Plenty of great things to see. Celebrity sightings are common, but visitors and locals are excited for the things they can't see.
I'm here to see if I can find some sort of paranormal activity tonight. With all the war history and that sort of thing, I think the whole town is haunted actually. But this is home to me, and I want to see more about what I can find when it comes to ghosts.
Rick Owens has taken plenty of ghost tours in other cities and was intrigued to find one in his own backyard.
So all of Ghosts of Nashville, are you guys ready to get our tour started for tonight?
Tanya Curtis is hosting the popular Ghosts of Nashville tour. The mile-and-a-half jaunt through the streets of Music City is as much about the history as it is about the hauntings.
How many believers do we have tonight? How many believers in the paranormal do we have tonight? It's not just about the ghosts at all. We do tell the ghost story, but we're also teaching about the rich history of Nashville, about the things that have happened here in Nashville.
And according to Curtis, plenty has happened to keep the spirits hanging around.
I believe that when traumatic and tragic things happen, it kind of leaches into the soil. I just believe it's the land that kind of makes Tennessee the paranormal hotspot that it is.
From the land's original settlers, the Native American Indians, to the Battle of Nashville during the Civil War.
But for 10 days, they battled here in Nashville.
Hard-fought, violent battles over the land and even the buildings.
Tonight we're actually going to start out at our Capitol because we actually have one of the most beautiful and unique state capitals.
The stately bricktop landmark took 14 years to build, and two bickering architects didn't make the process any easier.
The first ghost story that has to do with our Capitol is of Strickland and Morgan. While they were working on this project, they literally argued about everything.
As fate would have it, William Strickland and Samuel Morgan are both entombed in the walls of the Capitol, and it seems they still just don't get along.
Employees have told us around 9 p.m. here at our Capitol, they start hearing yelling inside the Capitol, and it's two men still going at it about the building.
And the Volunteer State's Capitol serves both as mausoleum and cemetery. James K. Polk was the governor of Tennessee, who went on to be the 11th president of the United States. Both he and his wife Sarah are buried in this beautiful stone gazebo. But even here, Curtis says they aren't exactly resting in peace.
And every time they get close to this man at Mr. Polk's grave, he disappears right in front of them. They also say they see a lady in antebellum era clothing. And every time someone approaches her as well, she does the same thing. She just disappears. Whatever's going on, we do know that the Polks are not at rest at all, and they do haunt our Capitol.
The Ghosts of Nashville tour will wind through the streets and alleys of downtown. Every tour is different, and you never know who or what you will see.
I think there's this mystery to it, that it's just fascinating to try and unravel. You hear the history and it's one thing, but you hear things that go on now and you try and piece it together for yourself and figure it out that way.
And don't think the ghost tours only go during the spooky season. In fact, they go 365 days a year. That's right, every day, because ghosts don't take holidays.
This tour is 7 days a week. It isn't just spooky season that people want to learn about ghosts. They want to learn about it all the time. And we have a lot of out-of-town people that come to Nashville and want to see a different side of Nashville, and this is a great way to do it.
The tour will stop at several churches that also served as hospitals during the Civil War.
Which is St. Mary's of Seven Sorrows. This is Nashville's second Catholic church.
But not all of the stories are scary, and not all of the ghosts are up to mischief.
Now, some ghosts are drawn because it was their favorite place. It was the place that they loved. Several ghost stories along our way talks about the fact that they're still there because they loved it. And the building we're actually going to talk about is the building right there. It is the Hermitage Hotel.
Built in 1908, the opulent five-star hotel seems to be a favorite haunt. And why wouldn't it be? Presidents, celebrities, even notorious bank robber John Dillinger all stayed there. It's no wonder folks never really want to check out. Which brings us to the last stop on the tour, the world-famous Ryman Auditorium, a place where in life some people spent their happiest times.
That's mostly what the activity is at the Ryman. It is hearing, really people from a rich musical past. They talk a lot about hearing Hank Williams Sr. there and Patsy Cline, and I believe that the reason why they are drawn back to the Ryman is because that is where their dreams come true, where their story began. We are at the Rahman Auditorium. Now, this was named after Thomas Ryman. This is Mr. Ryman right here, and he was a riverboat captain on the Cumberland River right down there.
So whether you have a passion for the paranormal, a curiosity about the unknown, or just want to learn more about Music City, the Ghosts of Nashville tour is the way to go. Tickets and tour times are available on their website.
Enjoy the rest of your time, everybody. Thank you so much.